Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Racha Kodesh. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And today we're going to go into the book of Numbers, the 19th chapter. And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, This is the ordinance of the law which the Lord Yahweh hath commanded, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, that they bring thee a red heifer without spot, wherein is no blemish, and upon which never came a yoke. Now, an heifer is a cow. Okay, I believe more specifically a female cow. All right, and I believe red here is just like red. Is that a dumb? But I believe it's really a wom. Yeah, of man, horse, heifer. Let me actually look this up and see. Red heifer. Okay. Yeah, this is it. So it's that shade of brown that's very it's so, you know, yeah, you could just say it just looks red, okay? It just looks red. It's not like a dark brown or anything like that. So that is a red heifer. So you're gonna take that. Now it says here the conditions for it is without spot, wherein is no blemish. So it's not spotted, it has no defects, and where upon which never came a yoke. Now you put a yoke on an ox or a cow or whatever when you use it to plow or to work or to labor. So what the Lord is saying here is this heifer has to be one that has never been used to work or labor or anything like that. And ye shall give her unto Eleazar the priest, that he may bring her forth without the camp, and one shall slay her before his face. So he's going to take the heifer outside the camp, and somebody else is going to slay the heifer in his presence. And Eleazar the priest shall take of her blood with his finger, and shall sprinkle of her blood directly before the tabernacle of the congregation 7 times. So he's going to gather the blood into some basin or vessel, take that back to the tabernacle, sprinkle it 7 times, and one shall burn the heifer in his sight. So then they're going to burn the now the chronology of this is not, is likely not in chronological order. More than likely, it could be that he takes the blood after it's killed, goes and sprinkles it, and comes back and then they burn it, or they do the killing and burning and everything, and then he goes and sprinkles the blood. But we'll go with the order in which is written, right? So sprinkles the blood, and then they burn the heifer in his sight. Her skin and her flesh and her blood with her dung shall he burn, whoever it is that's burning it. So they're going to burn it whole. And the priest shall take cedar wood and hyssop and scarlet, and cast it into the midst of the burning of the heifer. So into that fire in which it's burning in, they're going to throw all these additional parts. Then the priest shall wash his clothes, and he shall bathe his flesh in water, and afterward he shall come into the camp, and the priest shall be unclean until the even. And he that burneth her shall wash his clothes in water, and bathe his flesh in water, and shall be unclean until even. And a man that is clean shall gather up the ashes of the heifer. So they're going to completely burn this heifer until it's ash. And so this person is going to come and gather up the ashes and lay them up without the camp in a clean place. So the ashes will be gathered in some container or something, and then it's going to be preserved, put in some area outside the camp where they know, okay, this is where, the ashes are. And it shall be kept for the congregation of the children of Israel for a water of separation. It is a purification for sin. So these ashes will be used for purifying or cleansing one that is unclean. And he that hath gathered, he that hath gathered the ashes of the heifer shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the even. And it shall be unto the children of Israel and unto the stranger that sojourneth among them for a statute forever. So this is going to be the commandment that they would follow. He that toucheth the dead body of any man shall be unclean 7 days. You touch a dead body, you're unclean for a week. He shall purify himself with it on the 3rd day. That is the ash. And it's going to specify how. On the third day and on the seventh day, he shall be clean. So you're gonna purify yourself with it on the third day and the seventh day, and then you're gonna be clean. But if he purify not himself on the third day, then the seventh day he shall not be clean. Whosoever toucheth the dead body of any man that is dead, and purifieth not himself, defileth the tabernacle of the Lord, and that soul shall be cut off from Israel, because the water of separation was not sprinkled upon him. He shall be unclean; his uncleanness is yet upon him. So he's going to be basically put out, okay, because he is still unclean. So he can't be within the camp. And it mentions that the water of separation was not sprinkled upon him, and that water of separation was a mixture of the ashes and clean water. It says, "This is the law when a man dieth in a tent. All that come into the tent, which is where their dwelling place, and all that is in the tent shall be unclean 7 days." So if somebody dies, anybody that goes into that tent or that building becomes unclean for 7 days. And every open vessel which hath no covering bound upon it is unclean. If there was an open vase, an open jar, an open bottle, it's unclean. And whosoever toucheth one that is slain with a sword in the open fields, you slip, you trip, whatever, you touch a dead body that died in the open fields, or a dead body, or a bone of a man, or a grave, shall be unclean 7 days. And for an unclean person, they shall take of the ashes of the burnt heifer of purification for sin, and running water is clean water, shall be put thereto in a vessel. So they're going to get running water in a vessel. They're going to mix some of the ashes in there with it. And a clean person shall take hyssop, which is a branch from a tree, dip it in the water, and sprinkle it upon the tent, and upon all the vessels, and upon the persons that were there, and upon him that touched a bone, or one slain, or one dead, or a grave. So anybody that was made unclean, this water with ashes will be sprinkled upon them. And the clean person shall sprinkle upon the unclean on the third day and on the seventh day. And on the seventh day he shall purify himself, and wash his clothes, and bathe himself in water, and shall be clean at even. So if you're unclean 7 days, on the third day you would have this sprinkled on you. On the seventh day you would have it sprinkled on you. And then after that, you're going to wash yourself, purify yourself, clean yourself. Don't come at anything that's going to make you unclean. And then in the evening, you're going to finally be clean. But the man that shall be unclean and shall not purify himself, that soul shall be cut off from among the congregation, because he hath defiled the sanctuary of the Lord, because he was unclean, he didn't purify himself, and so he's not going to be allowed back into the congregation lest he defile it. Because he had defiled the sanctuary of the Lord, the water of separation hath not been sprinkled upon him, he is unclean. And it shall be a perpetual statute unto them, that he that sprinkleth the water of separation shall wash his clothes, and he that toucheth the water of separation shall be unclean until even. So this is a ritual that makes you unclean, or it makes you clean, but in the process of doing it, you become unclean. It says, and whosoever, so basically, whoever it is that's doing the sprinkling, right, they're going to be unclean until even. Because if they touch the water of that separation, which more likely than not, it will touch you, they're going to be unclean until the evening. And whatsoever the unclean person toucheth shall be unclean. And so whoever is unclean for that period of time, if they touch anything or anyone, right, and the soul that toucheth it shall be unclean until even. And that brings us to the end of the book of Numbers, the 19th chapter. Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham, Recha Kodesh. And until next time, Shalom.